What's up, Super Saiyans? It's your homeboy GM with Dragon Ball Super episode 130. Wow, I am still speechless about this episode. Yesterday, me and a lot of our friends from our Facebook group called CMGG, it means it's an acronym for comics, mangas, CMGG. It was comics, mangas, games, and everything geek. All right, so yeah, and a friend of mine, Joseph, he has this. He works at a movie theater, and occasionally he can rent one room where he can organize some activities. And one of them yesterday, we used one of the rooms to watch the episode, and we were like possibly 40 to 50 people in the movie theater. And seeing this episode on the big screen, the experience was mind blowing. It felt like watching a movie. Like seriously, we know that Dragon Ball Super is coming to an end. Well, before the long break, so I'm not gonna say the end. I'm just gonna say on the long break. And we know that these last episodes they're gonna pack a lot of budget into it, and you can see it how they are taking this seriously. And wow, it was so phenomenal. The first round, we got Goku Ultra Instinct versus Jiren, obviously. Goku is dominating the guy. He was able to corner. He was no sorry. He was able to corner Jiren on all spots: speed, strength, reflexes, and all that. Like seriously, Goku was just a an emotionless monster at that point, But he was so it was really badass. And for once, Jiren was the one having a difficulty keeping up because before that, Jiren was this towering mountain-sized figure of strength, and now that was able to caught up with him with Ultra Instinct, wow, he was just like annihilating every opening that Jiren may have. When a side character like Jiren starts talking a lot, it's two reasons. One, he gets cocky, or two, he knows that he's being cornered. And in this episode, he was being cornered. And we get a few glimpses of his past, that, without strength, he can't have anything. We know that in this past, his friends and family were killed, and he trained with someone. Someone trained him, and they were all gathered up to gang up on his family's murderer, but that didn't work. And his friends that used to have his back, they just dished him. So for him, the power of having people care for you, the power of friendship, the power of support, that doesn't exist, And it's no surprise there because he even told Topo that he was pathetic. And so for him, as long as he's the most powerful warrior in his team, that's the only thing that he may count for. Other than that, he doesn't give a shit about anything else. While on the other hand, Goku, he always had someone to back him up, and we know that since day one of the Dragon Ball franchise. He used to fight a lot with Krillin, but they became best friends. And I see, when it was mentioned that Goku, he has this power of turning enemies into friends and allies. It reminds me a lot of Luffy, And considering that Luffy is pretty much inspired by Goku from Oda's perspective, he was just like him, Kishimoto and Kubo and many other mangakas were inspired by Dragon Ball. On that aspect, when Luffy has this ability also to turn friends into ally and even comrades. No, sorry, to turn enemies into comrades and allies. So for Goku, it's pretty much the same. And if you think about it, if you look throughout the history of Dragon Ball, it is true. He used to fight a lot with Krillin, they became best friend. He even had Yamcha for a while as an enemy. They became best friends. Who else? Piccolo. He was one of his most hardcore enemy, but they became ally and friends as well. Almost family, I would even say. Vegeta, that's a perfect example. They are still rival up to this day, and now they are like, I can say they are like brothers at that point because they are the sole survivor of their home planet. But at the same time, they have so much respect towards each other. And you know that if Goku is in trouble, you know Vegeta's gonna back him up. Just like if Vegeta is in a bind, Goku's gonna come there in 1 second. Like make no mistake about that. The brotherhood between those two, it's strong. Like it's unbreakable. So yeah, Goku always had this family and friends to back him up, to raise him up when he's feeling down. And I'm sorry what I'm about to say. I might get in trouble for saying this, but it's not like fairy tale. You know, there's this long speech of friendship, and there's a sudden super move coming out of nowhere, and bam, the enemy is KO'd. No, for Goku, it's like, you know, his friends are giving him strength, his family as well, and he keeps on fighting. Like the battle isn't easily won. All right, so look, and people, fans of Fairy Tail, you're gonna be pissed about that, but come on another perspective, you know, it's a little bit true. Goku fights for the ones that he cares a lot, and when Jiren tried to blast them out of nothingness, okay, seriously, that moment I was surprised about one thing. I don't know, it was impressive how Goku. Sorry, it was impressive how Goku deflected the blast, and he Jiren told them that, you know, your friends, your family, those morals and friendship and all that, it can all be easily erased just like that. And I was surprised that neither the Grand Priest or the Xenos intervened into that, because it wasn't just his friends that were on seated there. Like other gods, all the gods of destruction and the angels were there. So I'm surprised that Zeno and the Grand Priest didn't do anything. But who knows? Maybe, just maybe, they might, you know, come back with that on the last episode that is in 2 weeks. So we'll see. We'll see. Goku, when he realized that Jiren tried to kill his friends, he went AWOL, and there was a shot of Goku fisting Jiren into his face, and we saw how it was artistically well made. It was impressive, very colorful, and it was a shot at Goku. It was also as epic as the fist, and wow, Goku really annihilated Jiren on this episode. Like Jiren had the upper end slightly for a moment when he temporarily KO'd Goku, but let's face it, if it wasn't for what happened onto his body after the the limit breaking power of the gods, look, Goku would have won hands down. And so yeah, near the end of the episode, we see Goku. You know, it was a shock. Okay, first of all, just before that, I I thought at the beginning that Goku was going to give some energy to Jiren, and this is something like Goku loves to do towards his enemies because he loves fighting and all that. But in that point, after what happened afterwards, I'm pretty sure that he was about to, just blast the ground and put Jiren out of bounds so he could be eliminated. But after that, man, the shock of his body, it seems like on the inside, like his body was falling apart, and he was just KO. Like he was paralyzed. The dark electricity, paralyzing him, and even the Wisp was like, man, I didn't think that the limit breaking power of the gods would take that much of a toll on him. So it was really dramatic, and it was really clever to do that. If you ask me, I am glad they did this on Goku because it shows us that Ultra Instinct it is not a power that you can use over and over and over again, like any sort of transformation, like Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan base form. You can't just do that as much as you want. Like this power was very special. It was unique. Like it was godlike, and the fact that Goku was paralyzed afterwards, I love they did that. Like it shows us that Goku has a long way to go before he can fully master this form and be able to use it as much as he like. Belmont is like cheering Jiren to, well, cheering, more like ordering Jiren to eliminate Goku. And even Jiren, he doesn't want to eliminate Goku like that because he had an incredible battle with him. But he decides to do as his God of Destruction tells him to. He's about to eliminate him, but out of nowhere, Frieza comes out to rescue, and I'm glad about that. And not because of the rescue, because I'm glad that Frieza didn't just hide out and sneak out just to make sure that he would eliminate Goku if he wins and all that. Like he was really as mischievous and evil that he may be. He was loyal to Team Seven. Like right now, like we need to win. I think that his state of mind, and I'm glad that Frieza was just like battling him so he could not lose and could not be erased. So I was really happy. Like my prayers have been have come true. Like Frieza is not gonna be the backstabbing traitor that I thought he would be. So thank God. And 17, yo, my boy 17. Like this, here's the thing. I did not expect that to happen. Like I did really not expect that to happen at all. At all. Like because here's the thing. Here's the clever thing they did. We haven't seen 17 in a long time, and for us, he was dead. Like he was annihilated. All right. Like most of us. Maybe some people had some theories that he might survive, but for us, like I thought he was dead. But seeing him coming out of the rubbles, like I was like, wow, whoa. Look, let's be real. 17 has been Universe 7 MVP in this tournament. All right, and seeing him alive, I was really glad about that. And him and Frieza, teaming up against Jiren, this is gonna be difficult, but it's gonna be interesting to see. And we see in the preview that Goku is getting back up, but base form, like no more Ultra Instinct. And the conclusion of this tournament will come in 2 weeks. By the way, let me just remind you, the last episode will be in 2 weeks. Overall, what I can say about this episode is throughout Dragon Ball Super, it had a lot of downs, ups and downs, but a lot of downs, graphically and story-wise and all that. But I can actually say that this episode redeemed the entire series, at least from my personal perspective, which makes me believe that this episode was the absolute best episode of the entire series. Period. So tell me your thoughts about this episode. What do you think about it? Comment, rate, subscribe, share this video. Much appreciated. Remember, last week of March, I am giving away the One Piece calendar of 2018 and the newest Dragon Ball video game, Dragon Ball FighterZ. So how to participate? It's simple. Just subscribe to my channel, and I will select 2 random winners among my subscribers. And if by any chance I select a winner, and after a week he doesn't answer back my private message, I will redraw this the one prize and give it to someone else. So guys, thank you for watching this review. And if you only watch my reviews of Dragon Ball Super, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Otherwise, I'll probably make some other videos about anything geek related or something like that. So anyways, thank you for watching this review again, and guys, catch you guys later and take care of yourselves. See ya.